Hi, this is Bob Hochmuth, University of Florida IFAS Extension Regional Specialized Extension Agent here at the North Florida Research and Education Center, Swanee Valley. I want to kind of just sort of summarize what we have been doing and what we are observing up to this point in our Controlled Release Fertilizer research program. In the previous videos, we've sort of broken down the individual components about what we're doing. I'd like to just sort of give a few observations here that, technology changes all the time. And if you went back 20 years ago or even less than that, we would not have had the technology available to us that we do today in controlled release fertilizer. So the polymer coating technology is greatly improved to the point where now we have a lot more confidence in utilizing these materials in our vegetable and agronomic crop program. Our work with this controlled release fertilizer, both here at the center and actually working with some of our farmers on large-scale demonstration components doing the same type of work, has been very encouraging. So for sure, when we look across these plots, it's very difficult to tell the difference between plots that are fertilized with controlled release fertilizer and those plots that are fertilized with our best management practices using conventional fertilizer. So just on the first glance or the first observation, it would seem as though these are going to be very comparable in their performance. But we don't want to just observe that performance. We want to be able to collect the data to be able to be more confident in actually what is going on. So that's where we're going to be able to tie in the yield information, the soil analysis of the nitrate nitrogen, and also the leaf nitrogen as well. But up to this point, it would seem as though we might have the capacity to add controlled release fertilizer into our overall program. And in particular, we're interested in the ability of that to maybe reduce those early season nitrogen losses. However, controlled release fertilizer is more expensive than our conventional forms. So we need to be able to quantify all of the benefits and all the negative aspects of both of those kinds of programs. Dr. Kevin Athern here at our center, another regional specialized agent, is helping me to be able to put that data together in a form that would be able to give a cost analysis of controlled release fertilizer in watermelons. Charles Barrett has been able to help me with the irrigation management part of it, to refine the irrigation management and to interpret the data that we're getting out of our soil moisture sensor. So the team of us here are working together on this particular project. But I'm really encouraged with what we see initially. This is the second year. We are able to repeat exactly the same experiment that we did last year, thanks to the funding partners in the Department of Agriculture, Office of Ag Water Policy, also the Florida Watermelon Association, and our industry partners who are providing in-kind support. And that includes Harold's Fertilizer and Waters Agricultural Labs. So stay tuned. We get to the end of the season, we'll be able to put all that data together over 2 years, and I think we'll be able to come up with a pretty good story as to how and or if controlled release fertilizer might play a role for us in the future. We do know, however, that it probably is still going to be more expensive than our traditional way of fertilizing. So we hope to be able to show where we can make more efficient use of the fertilizer, but we also might need some incentives, financial incentives through cost share programs, to incentivize the growers to try to begin to look at this on their own farms. So if it's for the general public good, it would make sense to me that we have a cost share program to help the farmers to carry on at least some of the burden of that additional expense, if it's going to be for an environmental benefit for all of us who live in the Swanee Valley area. So one more piece of the puzzle. We've got some of the best watermelon growers in the entire country right here in the Swanee Valley. We want to help them to become as efficient as they possibly can and be good stewards of the environment, both water and natural resources, and in this case, trying to reduce water and nutrient inputs, or at least more efficient use of the nitrogen that is applied to the crop. So stay tuned for the final results. I hope you've enjoyed this version of our virtual trolley tour. We hope to be able to get back to you soon with an actual trolley tour in future years. There was too much here to not try to capture it on these videos. So I hope you've enjoyed and learned something about what we're doing here on these research programs at the University of Florida on watermelon.